Make sure to check out my Patreon for exclusive videos never before seen on YouTube. And don't forget to also check out the memberships on my channel page to join and gain access to perks and see videos early. Make sure to click the subscribe button and hit the bell and be notified of new videos. All the support goes to the production of the channel for better content. Now let's get into the video. After Goku has now defeated the Saiyans and now begin his more training at the Supreme Kai's world, this is when once Goku just finishes his training with the Z-Sword more and more, his power is only continuing to grow massively. Goku is finally learning to unlock his actual potential of his Majin Buu form, but it's still very early phase. Fortunately, if Goku goes too far, he'll kind of lose himself and get to a massive rage. So with Goku now learning the Kai Kai ability, he can teleport anywhere he wishes around the universe as long as he knows where the location is at. So he can teleport back and forth to Earth whenever he wants to. This is when the Supreme Kai would then introduce Goku to the Galactic Patrol, temporarily putting Goku for hire, as he wants Goku to explore the universe and to continue growing his strength. And the best way to do that is to test it against many opponents that are wanted by the Galactic Patrol. As some people that don't know, the Galactic Patrol is a kind of like a massive space prison, and they send out and people might have bounties on them, such as like Frieza. There's monster beings like Moro and others that are bad criminals in the universe. They're locked up and they're sent to there. So once when Goku would then meet the king of it, they would then send Goku off with some other, of course, lower epical characters. One of the newer ones would actually be Jocko. Now, we don't know officially when Jocko actually started. Apparently he's a pretty high level during the Resurrection F saga, but we're just going to assume here that Jocko has at least been there for a little while. But Goku would then pair up with him, and they'll do some basic stuff first to see where Goku pairs off. So Jocko's kind of like teaching Goku how they work, how their system works. They have to capture these beings and bring them back to the prison so they can be arrested. Now sometimes they do have a wanted dead or alive, but again, most of the time they want them to be collected the right way and sent to prison. Goku, during that prison era, once when he's inside, he would then sense all these incredible powers that are there. But there was one that was hidden, but he can feel the pressure of it, that was truly incredible. He's never felt a power like that before. And we all know who we're talking about, the hidden cell of Moro, a being of true god power. But of course, Moro's locked up tight. No one's allowed near him, and Goku's never going to have access to that, but he can definitely feel Moro's power. And now Goku then scratched us off to the side, as Moro can definitely sense Goku's power, and he doesn't like it. He kind of reminds him of somebody a long time ago. We all know who we're talking about. This is when Goku would then travel around, all around, helping out the Yardrat people. Once when Goku arrives with Jocko, they would then meet up with the Ginyu Force. Now Jocko was actually pretty strong in his own right. We don't have an official power level for him, but he was actually able to fight the Frieza Force members pretty well, and actually fight a whole bunch of them by himself. But now, of course, that doesn't really justify how strong he is. I've seen people give him a power level of 10,000, some people give him a power level of 1,000. It's really up in the air. So if you guys want to comment down below, what power level do you think Jocko actually is? I'm going to say that Jocko, just for right now, has a battle power of around 3,000, just to give him something. So he's not weak at all. He's actually incredibly strong, but of course he's not over the top crazy strong. Like beings like Vegeta and Nappa would absolutely annihilate him in a fight. Now, this is when Jocko would be completely outmatched, and he knows this, so he'll stay clear out of the way. Now, of course, with the Ginyu Force having all of them there, Goku would then fight them. Now, they would then point out how he's a Saiyan, because they can see the tail. This would then let Frieza know, since remember, Frieza's listening in on the comms. Frieza didn't know that there were other Saiyans, especially when working for the Galactic Patrol. That could be a problem, but he'll scratch that off to the side. Now, Goku would then challenge the Ginyu Force, as the Ginyu Force has laid waste to a good chunk of the Yardrat people, but with Goku's Kai Kai ability, he was able to get there a lot quicker than Jocko's ship was. So Goku was able to save the majority of them, just in time. This is when Recoome would step up first alongside with Guldo. Now, they would take turns on who wants to go first. Of course, I think Guldo would want to step up first to challenge him, as when they sensed Goku's power level with their scouters, his power level was laughable. It was only like 5,000, so they can handle that no issue. And the other guy only had a battle power of 2,000 to 3,000, so they're nothing. This is when Guldo would then get a Rude Awakening. Guldo would then use his time ability, actually holding Goku back. Now, Goku would realize that this is a pretty strong ability. He can actually manipulate psychosis and actually do time like that. That's pretty impressive. But Goku would use his own raw strength, and he would actually start to overpower it walking through it, which would shock Guldo, as they've never seen somebody do that before. This is when Goku would then charge in, delivering a powerful gut punch to Guldo, killing him within a single strike. This would then shock everybody. He was able to kill Guldo that easily, but now they did credit how Guldo was not the most powerful being around, compared to them at least. This is when Raccoon would then step up on his own. He wants to have some fun. Come on, let me go first. Now, Jason Birder and Ginyu ask Captain Ginyu what do you think, and Captain Ginyu would then accept. This is when Raccoon would then jump in, and he'll begin attacking Goku. Goku was far too quick. Goku would give them the same treatment that he did during the Namek Saga originally, albeit this Goku is way more powerful than originally, and Goku knows he's not going to be wasting too much time. Since remember, Goku's been trained by the Supreme Kai, he knows he has to end fights a little bit early, but he can't help himself. He just has to see, like, what can they do? So this is when Goku would easily defeat Raccoon. Raccoon would then try his Ultra Fighting Bomber, but Goku delivering a powerful elbow would then kill him, knocking him out. So this is when Jason Birder would then actually step up, tag teaming together to fight Goku, who would easily deflect the attacks, as he can see how strong they are, but they're not even a challenge for him at all. So he would then deliver two powerful punches at the same time, killing Jason Birder. Once in their bodies fall, this would then shock Captain Ginyu at his raw strength. Goku would then begin powering up just a little bit, as his power level would shoot past 180,000 and his scouter would then explode. As Captain Ginyu would be in shock, he would then try to relay information back to Frieza while the power level was spiking, telling him that they need help, his power level is too high, and then boom, it would then explode. But Frieza knows about this saying and how strong it was. Power level over 180,000? That's pretty worrisome for Frieza. Not massively, but for a Saiyan being that strong to kill Captain Ginyu is pretty impressive. So Frieza would then begin heading his way over to planet Yardrat, albeit he's not going to move very fast to get there. Frieza's still a little bit far away. But in due time, Goku would then see Jaco yell at him, stating that, hey, you gotta make sure that they're alive, we can't bring them all dead. And Goku kind of apologized, and he says, well, that Raccoon guy's not dead, I don't think. I think he's just knocked out. And then when, of course, Jace goes over there and checks, he's like, no, he's dead. You killed all four of them right now. Goku's like, oh, okay, well, I'll just knock this other guy out then for you. And, and then Captain Ginyu would be furious the fact that they're talking about him like that. He's just some fodder. Now, Captain Ginyu would try attacking Goku, and he would even try the Change Now technique. Goku would then split his head completely, almost like a donut, right in the middle, and the beam would then go right through the hole, and it would miss Goku. Remember, Goku can manipulate his body just like Buu, or Goku could have moved his head out of the way by stretching it, or actually put his head in his body like a turtle if he wanted to. We've seen Buu do this before. So, fortunately, Captain Ginyu would not be able to switch bodies with him. Now, Goku sees that ability is dangerous. Jace would then state that yes, Captain Ginyu had that ability to where he can switch bodies with people. Goku would then appear behind Ginyu and give him a powerful neck chop, stopping him. And once when this was done, Ginyu was knocked out cold. He was not waking up anytime soon. Jace, with the help of Goku, would then stuff his prison ship full with all the Captain Ginyu members, and he would then thank Goku a lot. And he states if Goku wants to head back. Goku says, well, it'll take you a few days to get back to the prison place. I'm actually going to stay here and meet these guys and try and help them out. So Goku would then stay and actually heal a lot of the Yardratian people that are around. As a lot of them were going to die of their wounds, Goku would save a massive margin of them. They were, of course, beyond thankful of Goku. This is when Goku would then meet the head honcho himself, of all the Yardrat people. He would then offer to teach Goku. And Goku, within a few days, remember, Vegeta was already able to learn instant transmission. By trying it for the first time, he was able to learn it. And within a few days' time, he was able to master Spirit Fission as well. And Goku having way more potential than Vegeta, being a natural learner, even being higher, since remember, Kid Buu has the innate ability to learn abilities and moves just by seeing it once. Goku can do a similar thing, but not like Buu could. So Goku would be able to learn instant transmission, but again, would he really need it? I don't think so. I think he'll realize that it's the same as his Kai ability, but it's just a bit dulled down, so he would kind of cross that out. They would teach him about Spirit Fission to control his energy. Since he has so much raw power within a small bottle, Goku would then agree. And with that, Goku would be able to basically control his energy much better, which would make him much stronger too. So Goku's a whole package right now, and he's no joke. So now that Goku has way better control over his power, he knows also other meditation techniques to help him control it. But he still is an ant on an iceberg compared to how much power he needs to control. But he is getting there slowly. Now he would then use the Kai ability, thanking all of them and then leaving. He would then arrive back at the Galactic Patrol prison. He would then meet the king there, and he would then thank Goku for his efforts. That was no small feat what he did. And he would then state how easily he did it too. Now, if Goku ever wants to do Galactic Patrol work, all he has to do is just let him know. Now, there wasn't really any other big threat, or was there? He would then give Goku the biggest mission of his life. He would then state that Frieza was actually heading his way over to the same planet Yardrat again, but he's stopping nearby on another Frieza planet. And by Goku says Frieza planet, he means it's because Frieza takes over the whole planet and says it's his. It was like Frieza planet number 1 to 79, etc., etc. That's kind of how Frieza's empire works. And Goku would then say, well, who's this Frieza guy, and how strong is he? They would then give Goku the full details on Frieza that they know of. Roughly what his power level is, how strong he is, his intellect, everything, his appearance, everything about him. And Goku would actually be excited to fight him. He's heard about him maybe once or twice before. Goku would then agree, and then Goku would then use the Kai Kai ability, and he'd be able to sense where Frieza is. Remember, Goku's ability to sense beings is way further now, especially with learning to control Ki much better through the Yardrat people. Goku would still feel Frieza's presence. He would first teleport to Yardrat, which is much closer to Frieza. Then he would fully be able to sense him. Goku would then teleport, being near Frieza, near his ship, which was now on Frieza's world. As there were tens of hundreds of thousands of Frieza soldiers all around, they would then see a random guy there, and he was a Saiyan. All of them would then try attacking Goku, who Goku would easily kill them by one. Goku's not trying to kill nobody, but he would knock them out just by a single blow one by one. And Zarbon and Dodoria would then see what was happening. They would try to go stop Goku, but they would be stopped the same way. Dodoria was killed within a single strike, making Zarbon run away in fear. Frieza heard the commotion, and he would then step out. This is when Goku would then meet Frieza face to face. Finally, meeting face to face for the first time, Goku would then tell Frieza who he is and that he's here to arrest him. This would then make Frieza laugh hysterically, as Frieza would state, "You arresting me is a joke. Would he work for the Galactic Patrol?" Goku still has the symbol on his shirt. He basically is wearing the same outfit that he did in Dragon Ball Super during the Moro arc, during the Galactic Patrol arc, so that's pretty much the whole setup. And Goku would state, well, originally I would just beat you myself, but they want to arrest you, and I am supposed to help out under my master, so fortunately you gotta come with me. So are you gonna do it the easy way, or are you gonna do it the more fun way? Frieza would then laugh at him and state that that's not gonna happen, and he seems to forget who that Saiyan is. Frieza would then state that how he destroyed the whole planet of Vegeta, and the fact that he must have missed him. He does resemble somebody. Maybe it's an offspring, or maybe his other relative, maybe? Because Frieza remembers the Saiyan that looks just like him. This is when Goku and Frieza begin their fight. Frieza would battle Goku in his first form, and Goku would commend on how strong Frieza was compared to his Ginyu Force guys. Now Frieza then puts 2 and 2 together and makes sense that he must have been the Saiyan to defeat the Ginyu Force. He does commend on killing Captain Ginyu. He even offers Goku to actually come join him. Goku would of course decline, and Frieza would then see that his power level was actually surpassing his, making his scouter explode. Frieza was then in shock, but then Frieza would then explain that he has more transformations than this one. He's currently in his first reduced form, his weakest state. He can transform 3 more times. Now Goku would then tell him to go to his full strength. Frieza would skip his other transformations, as there's not a need. Frieza knows that the Saiyan's no joke, and he's not going to take any effort. Goku tells him to go to your final form and show me your true strength. Frieza states that no one has ever seen this other than his parents. Frieza would then transform, turning into his true form, or his final form. With final form Frieza, he would then begin battling Goku. Goku would see that Frieza has gotten way stronger, but unfortunately Goku's still in base form. Goku has not even transformed into a Super Saiyan just yet. Now Frieza was getting irritated, as their attacks were destroying the entire planet. Frieza was getting really desperate, since no matter what he's doing, as Goku was able to keep up with him. Until Frieza would then go into his full power state, buffing up, going 100%. And this is what Goku's been wanting, as Goku's trying to fight Frieza as weak as he can, as in his base form, not using any of his Majin powers either, and Goku's able to hold his own still. This goes to kind of show you just how strong Goku is, but Frieza's pushing Goku a little bit because Goku's trying to have fun. Goku's grown a lot. Now, once when Frieza continues battling Goku, it was fun for the first few minutes until he starts realizing that Frieza's just getting weaker and weaker. And so Frieza literally was doing nothing to Goku, and he was actually really bored. He was weaker than he was before. Now, Goku would then tell Frieza that, well, if this is the case, turn yourself in. Frieza would never allow this. Frieza would then try to attack Goku once again, who would easily dodge the attacks. This is when Goku would then appear behind Frieza, powering up really quickly. This is when Goku would then showcase Frieza why they're so different. Goku would then turn into a Super Saiyan, which would then shock Frieza and all the other soldiers and men who watched. Zarbon was the most shocked out of all of them. How a Saiyan was able to possess this kind of power. This was when Frieza would still, out of fear, still try to attack Goku, thinking that no one's beneath him, and that everything is beneath him. Goku would then appear behind Frieza and neck chop him, knocking Frieza out completely cold. This is when Goku would then tell everyone else that was around that he defeated Frieza with ease, and everybody to leave this planet and never do any more evil again. If they do, he'll be here to stop them. This is when Goku would then just up and leave. He would then grab Frieza's body, picking his arm up, and he would then use the Kai Kai ability, teleporting away right to the Galactic Patrol area. They would then put Frieza within a specialized cell. Remember, if they're able to contain Moro, I think they can hold Frieza back too. They have special cells that can contain people with extraordinary power, like Frieza. This is when Goku would then throw Frieza in the cell, and Frieza was back into his normal final form. He wasn't in his full power no more. Frieza would then awaken, and he would try to escape, but unfortunately it was not working, as Frieza was powerless now. This is when Frieza would then dread the Saiyan that one day he will escape and kill him. And as Frieza was freaking out for a couple of days, as he's trying to get out, they would then thank Goku truly. He really cleaned up the universe with Frieza. He was a big mess. The only other problem was there was King Cold, and he's just as dangerous as Frieza is, and they offer Goku to go stop him too. Now, Goku would then use the Kai Kai ability, finding out where King Cold is. Once meeting King Cold, he's a little bit different than Frieza, as he's not as physically powerful as Frieza, but he's more intelligent. As he tries getting Goku to join his side, Goku would say no. Now, remember, they would probably offer dead or alive for these beings, since they're literally so powerful and so evil. It would probably be where King Cold would try tricking Goku by maybe dropping Goku's guard, saying that he comes in peace, and he'll, of course, deliver himself peacefully, making Goku turn his back. Now, this is when King Cold would then stab through Goku's chest with his hand, until Goku would then turn around at him, shocking him that he was completely fine. He wasn't even hurt. Remember, because Goku has Boo's body. Though he basically has Boo's abilities, so that means that Goku can't really be hurt by normal attacks. True, it can hurt him, but it didn't really kill him, if that's the right word. Goku would then grab King Cold's hand, and then deliver a powerful punch to him, knocking him out cold, just like he did Frieza. Since he doesn't want to kill him, since there's no point, he couldn't really hurt Goku at all, even when Goku dropped his guard. Now this is when Goku then delivered him as well, as now Supreme Kai would then bring Goku back. As this is when Goku would then say, is his training complete? But Supreme Kai states that yes, we're getting there, and your training is still not done. Goku states, well, how would I compare to Majin Buu? Goku would begin powering up, showing off his full strength. Now, the Supreme Kai would be in shock at how strong he actually became, just from the training and etc. And he states that you definitely can defeat Buu. From what I've sensed, you for sure can defeat Majin Buu, easily. But we never know how strong he might become either. Always be prepared no matter what. Goku understands this. But he decides to give Goku a bit of a break and tell him that he can go back home to his family if he wants. And of course the Z-Sword is his, so he can bring it with him. Now Goku would like to use the Z-Sword a lot more, and he does. Now mind you though, Goku is not a massive user of a sword, but he doesn't mind using it either, as it's pretty nice. So Goku would then bring it home with him, since he is the rightful owner of it, being to save their universe. This is when Goku would then hang out with Chi-Chi and his sons after being about a year apart, and they were very happy to have him back. Now this is when Trunks would then appear. Now this is the Trunks from the original future timeline. So this is not a custom What If Trunks. This is the Trunks and the Cell who will appear later on from the original future timeline. So just to clarify that for everyone that knows, so there's no salt in the comments. So Trunks would then be waiting for Goku, but he couldn't find him. And Trunks thinks maybe even coming back now has changed things. He would then find Goku near his home, alongside with Raditz and the others, and he would then talk to Goku privately, telling him all about the future, just like the original. Now he states that Goku dies from a heart virus, and etc., giving him the medicine, and telling him the exact date and time that the androids will be appearing. But once when they leave, now we're going to be having Goku training with his friends for the next 3 years. Now Goku feels like he's more than ready to fight these androids himself, but again, they don't know. So they're going to be having Goku help training everybody, and they're all going to grow massively in power. Now by this point, during the 3 years, Vegeta is continuing to push himself under gravity alongside Nappa too. Nappa's not the weakest guy around either. Nappa is actually pretty cool friends with Piccolo, since they are kind of similar after all the differences, both being bald. they were actually able to become cool friends and kind of have a respect for each other. So Nappa and Vegeta would both live at Capsule Corp, Raditz would live near Goku and them, and they would all continue growing stronger alongside with Gohan and Piccolo too. Now, once when the 3 years with them pass, all the Z Fighters are actually way stronger than they originally were. Beings like Vegeta, Nappa, and Raditz have actually unlocked Super Saiyan since Goku was able to teach them all about it. And even beings like Gohan was actually starting on the close end of turning Super Saiyan 2. Now, in terms of power levels, Vegeta, Nappa, Piccolo, and even likes of Gohan, who can turn into a Super Saiyan, but it's very difficult, are actually near the power of Semi-Perfect Cell, which is already way stronger than they were when they started than the original. You guys remember, Android 18 literally clowned on everybody and annihilated the whole team with ease, and now being like Semi-Perfect Cell level is a massive difference. So, they are a lot stronger, comparably. Now this is when Dr. Gero and Android 19 would then make their appearance. Goku would then battle the two androids. Now, Goku is so strong that it's ridiculous at this point how strong he is. But unfortunately, would Goku get the heart virus? No. The reason why Goku did not get it, and would more say not affected by it, is because he's immortal. Majin Buu does not get hurt by diseases and heart viruses and etc. Goku probably did feel off that day, and you could say that maybe he had a little like attack at first, maybe, he started like sweating, but then it quickly healed it away. Or you can say that Goku never had it at all, if you wanted to. But either way, Goku would actually be bored by the two androids, and the only problem is once when he does fire a ki blast, they would absorb it. But the problem was that it was so high in power, it would actually overload Android 19, making him explode. Now these androids are actually a little bit stronger than the original ones. They're near the levels of Android 17 and 18 from the original timeline, so they're actually a lot stronger. So Dr. Gero and Android 19 were actually they're about twice to 3 times stronger than they originally were. The androids here are stronger as well, but we'll get into that shortly. Now, with Dr. Gero seeing how he was easily defeated, he would then run away using smoke as a distraction and dust. Now, Piccolo would then find him, and he would easily be overpowered by Piccolo, but he would use this ability to try and distract Piccolo by absorbing his energy, making him pretty amped, but he would be smart and not take it all and be overloaded. He would have just enough power to knock away Piccolo just for a second, and that would give him just enough time to get out of Piccolo's vision. He can't find him. So he barely escaped on this one, just because he absorbed Piccolo's power and kind of buffed up a little bit and was able to get Piccolo away. But it nearly killed him doing that, overloading his systems. He doesn't know how they got so strong at such a short time, but they need to keep on continuing their work. He would then activate Android 17 and 18. They would still kill him just like the original, easily kicking off his head. They would activate Android 16, and this is when the 3 androids would then come out. And would Goku step in? Yes. Because again, Goku hasn't really tried yet. Now, Android 16 wants to fight Goku first, as all the androids want to kill him. But the being that would actually step up is actually Vegeta. Vegeta wants his time to shine, as he's been kind of left in the dust. He would then tell them, that's not going to happen, you're going to fight me first. If you want to get Kakarot, fight through me. So they're fine to do that. They would then see that his power level ratings are much higher than they thought. Now, these androids, I'm reminding you, is way stronger than they originally were, as their power levels are near the level of Semi-Perfect Cell. So Vegeta would fight Android 18, and he would actually fare almost equally to her, all being a little bit stronger. Vegeta was actually able to overpower Android 18, being, again, Vegeta has trained much harder with a way stronger Goku, and not to mention too, they've been abusing Zenkais. If they get seriously hurt, Goku can heal them, remember. So they were shocked with how strong Vegeta was, mainly the other 2 androids. Android 17 was going to come in to tag team. This is when we're going to be having Raditz jump in and kick Android 17 right in the stomach, sending him back. Now, Android 16 is the bigger problem if Goku wasn't there. Android 16 is actually a lot stronger than the 2 androids. Once when he steps in, Piccolo would then actually step up to fight Android 16. Now, Piccolo would hold his own pretty well, but it was clear that Android 16 was superior to Piccolo, and Piccolo would have been knocked down. Android 16 would then fight Goku head on. Now, once when Goku would then fight him, Android 16 would then throw a powerful punch at Goku, hitting him right in the face, and this is when Goku gets serious, as his punch does nothing to him, doesn't even phase him. This is when Goku would then look at Android 16, telling him, is that all you got? Android 16 was shocked, as they do know that Goku does have elastic properties. They know that he is a bit weird. Now, Dr. Gero did take a sample of Goku. Now, the problem is that he couldn't really siphon it. Or could he? This is when the androids would then smirk, as all three of them did. They would then wonder what's happening. The androids would then heal all of their wounds almost instantly. As then, Android 17 would then extend his hand out, stretching really far, grabbing Raditz, which would then surprise him, and then the androids have a master plan. Now, the master plan is that these androids can fuse. Remember, Dr. Gero knows that Goku can do fusion since he studied basically the compound that Goku was made out of. He studied Boo's basically abilities and such. He knows that they can do absorption powers. More in a more technical sense, like how Android 13 could absorb technology, it's a similar concept. That is what Android 16 was actually made for, as then the two androids would then fuse into Android 16, and they can separate as well. They can go in and out if they want to. Now that Android 16 was then supercharged, he was way stronger than before. He would then fight Goku, and Goku again would then still be in base form battling him. Goku would then get a little bit serious, as he would then burst into a Super Saiyan just for double measure. He would then deliver powerful attacks, and he would give him the Vegito treatment. Goku, unfortunately, is way too strong, especially the fact with the training that he's been recently doing. The problem was that he knows that he's never fought somebody like himself before, so this is a new experience. But no one knows him better than himself. They have the same abilities that he has an idea. Now, with the two androids, Goku would then beat them so badly that they would then separate. So now all three of them would then land on the ground, being badly injured. As remember, they would then start healing to refuse again. This is when Goku would then give them one chance, as he states that one blast can wipe you all completely off the face of the earth, destroying you down to every single atom. He then states that you can either leave and go do good, or I'll destroy all of you. And the androids would then really ponder on it, as what else can they do? They can't stop him. And Android 16 would be the only one to actually try and continue to fight Goku. Android 17 and 18 would actually leave and run away, as they can't defeat Goku. They're not as evil as their original counterparts from the future timeline. Android 16 was so programmed, though, that he doesn't really have any free will. He would then try to attack Goku again. Goku would then turn Android 16 into candy, showcasing this attack for the first time for most to see. The only person who saw this was actually Krillin, Gohan, and Master Roshi. Gohan saw it when Goku was younger, again when Gohan was really young, when Gohan was really hungry with Goku and they didn't have their fishing stuff, so Goku just kind of did it on a rock and spawned a sandwich for them. And of course, Master Roshi saw it, and etc. And Raditz also saw it too. So Goku would then eat Android 16, actually taking his power. Goku would then begin laughing a little bit as he would begin powering up. He would basically absorb Android 16's power. Now, Goku's appearance would not change, by the way, though we know originally it can when he eats people, like how Evil Boo absorbed Fat Boo, etc. But Goku turned him into candy and ate him. But it did increase his power once again. Now that Android 16 was completely wiped out, he was not absorbed in the right way. He was basically killed. So Android 16 is gone. Now, Cell would still be here, but he's from the future timeline, though he could still absorb the androids, or could he? Would it make sense for Cell to absorb them? I think yes, because, again, Cell was made to absorb the androids, but since they're different, would it really make sense? I'm just going to throw it in there and say that he actually can't, because the androids are very different from their original counterparts. They could even fuse with each other, and Cell would not have a chance. If Cell does find the multiple androids, Android 17 and 18, they would easily overpower Cell like he's nothing. And even though Cell could use a solar flare technique, and he would then try to absorb the androids, they would then not allow it. Now, this is when the androids here would actually kill Cell, and Goku and them would have arrived seeing what was happening, but they would not interfere, as they don't know what Cell is. Trunks would have arrived by this point too, and he would interfere because Cell can absorb them. He then notices how much stronger the androids are, and they would actually obliterate Cell teaming up together, since Cell had no chance against these two androids. Goku would then explain everything to Trunks, and that the androids haven't caused any problems actually, they've been really peaceful. So the Cell arc would end a lot quicker. Now the main threat was the androids, but unfortunately Goku was so strong, it didn't really matter, But he did demonstrate that for the first time, he technically did steal someone's power for the first time. It was Android 16. So for the first time, Goku's had his taste of stealing some power. And Goku believes that it's wrong, but he didn't really have much of a choice as he didn't really know how else to kind of kill him. Now, with both androids now free, they would then be peaceful actually. Android 17 would become a park ranger, being protecting animals and etc. And Android 18 would soon get with Krillin just like before. So the Cell arc would end and there'd be some massive changes. Goku never dies, but Goku would still go up to the Kai world and continue his training. Now, beings like Vegeta and Gohan, they do come along, as Goku wants to keep Gohan's training up. Beings like Raditz and Nappa also come up there too. Though the Supreme Kai doesn't really like it, he'll allow it temporarily because, again, if this will then make warriors strong enough to defend if Majin Buu comes, he won't mind it. But they do not have the right to hold the Z Sword, as that's a power. Goku would then actually say that Gohan's actually more qualified than even he is. He kind of fits the sword game a little bit better than he does. Now, once when Gohan was a small boy, remember, over the next 2-3 years, Gohan's power level would quickly skyrocket, being stronger than he was way before, already having Super Saiyan. Now, all the Saiyans would, at this point, be able to turn Super Saiyan 2, alongside Goku as well. Gohan would actually have the Z-Sword, as Goku would then give it to him. Now, during the day of training, Goku would then summon some Ketchin, which is the most powerful metal in the universe, the strongest piece of object in the universe, the strongest ingredient in the universe, whatever you want to say. Gohan would then hit against the Z-Sword and then shatter it, shocking everybody, and this is when the Elder Kai would then appear. After meeting up with everybody, he would then see that Goku was a little bit different, being a Majin, but he'll kind of throw that to the side for now, but he would introduce himself that he can unlock their latent potential, all of them. He is questioning Vegeta, Nappa, and Raditz. They have a lot of evil in their hearts, but Goku would then vouch for them three, saying that they've more than proven themselves and they actually helped save the whole universe before. As Elder Kai would think about it, he will do it. He will unlock all of their potential to be prepared for whenever Majin Buu would then arrive. So everybody got their potential unlocked. Goku, Gohan, Vegeta, Nappa, and Raditz. 5 people all got their potential pushed to the max. Now, the one to actually get the most kick out of it was actually Goku and Gohan. Vegeta as well, since the potential is high, but Gohan basically got the biggest one, since he's had the most inner potential out of everybody. And Goku was, of course, right behind him, because Goku's already unlocked a lot of Buu's power already. Gohan had a ton of untapped power within him. So they are now preparing, as then Goku would then take them all back home after training, and they will continue training on their own for the next 4 to 5 years. Goku would still continue studying and training every now and again to go back to Orange Star High School. Goku would then enjoy life with his family. And then, 7 years later, they would then all prepare to go on a tournament. And that is it for this What If you guys. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think down below. If this video gets to over 300 likes, I shall continue on to the next part. But anyway, thank you all so much for the support. I really appreciate it. Let's hit 20,000 subscribers, and I'll talk to you all later.